You never dated them, you never held their hand, never called them yours, never even told them how you felt. So why does it feel like you lost something real? Why are you lying in bed at 1 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying a conversation from 3 months ago, wondering what would have happened if you had just said something? Because I know that feeling. And if you clicked on this video, you know it too. There's this person, maybe you talked for a while, maybe you had a few moments that felt different. A look, a laugh, a late night text that made your chest feel warm. And somewhere along the way, your brain decided this meant something. Not just something small, something big, something real. So you started imagining what it would be like to be with them, how they'd look at you, how it would feel to finally hear them say they wanted you too. You built an entire future in your head, a relationship, a feeling, a life. And none of it ever happened? That's what makes this so confusing. You're grieving something that never existed, and people around you don't get it. They say things like, "You weren't even together," or "just move on." But you can't, because in your mind, it was real. Here's what nobody tells you about this. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real connection and an imagined one. When you think about someone constantly, when you replay their words, when you picture a life with them, your brain releases the same chemicals it would in an actual relationship: dopamine, oxytocin, the whole thing. So when it ends, or more accurately, when it never begins, your brain goes through withdrawal, real withdrawal, from something that was never real. And it gets worse, because there was no breakup, no final conversation, no clear ending, just silence, and silence is the most dangerous thing for an overthinking mind. Because without closure, your brain refuses to let go, it keeps the file open, it keeps searching for answers, it keeps whispering, what if? What if the timing had been right? What if they felt the same way? And you just didn't know. But I need you to hear something right now, and it might sting. You don't miss them. You miss the version of them you created in your head, the perfect version, the one who always understood you, the one who never hurt you, the one who chose you. Every single time, that person doesn't exist. It never did. What you're attached to is a feeling, the feeling of being wanted, the feeling of possibility, the feeling that maybe, just maybe, someone out there sees you the way you want to be seen. And that's not love, that's loneliness, wearing a mask. So here's what you do, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Stop looking at their social media. Every time you check their profile, every time you scroll through their pictures, you pour salt into a wound you're pretending doesn't exist. Mute them, unfollow them, not because you hate them, because you respect yourself enough to stop leading on purpose, stop replaying old conversations, looking for signs that weren't there. You will always find what you want to find. When you're desperate enough, that doesn't make it real. Start accepting what is, instead of clinging to what could have been. The truth is simple. If they wanted to be in your life, they would be. And no amount of overthinking will change that. Now take all that energy, all that emotion, all that focus you've been pouring into someone who isn't thinking about you, and pour it into yourself, into your discipline, into your body, into your goals, into becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to chase anyone because he's too busy building something that matters. That's not cold. That's not heartless. That's self-respect. You will meet someone who doesn't make you guess, someone who doesn't leave you wondering at 2 a.m. whether you're enough, someone who chooses you clearly, consistently, without confusion, but you'll never be ready for that person if you're still sitting in the dark, holding onto a ghost. Let them go, not with anger, not with bitterness, with peace. Close that chapter, not because the feelings weren't real to you, but because you deserve to stop living inside a story that was never going to be written. Your next chapter starts when you decide you're worth more than waiting for someone who was never coming. And if you're ready to start building that version of yourself, the focused one, the disciplined one, the one who doesn't break over things he can't control, watch this video next. It was made for exactly where you are right now.